Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, a channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines, something I think people should consider more these days as it gets more difficult to find a decent wife prospect in the West. Please subscribe here and leave comments. Check out my many videos and playlists on YouTube and my affiliate link to Christian Filipina. This person, it's a Filipina, says, and this is from a video called What is Wrong with Marrying a Filipina? They say, a Filipina, she is a woman, not an object. Do men take advantage of these beautiful women to so on and so on? I'm not sure how to interpret what she said after that, but the point of this video is going to be on the taking advantage part. Now, when I said, is there any, what's wrong with marrying a Filipina, my intent there was because a lot of people will, give you criticism and backlash if you tell them you're interested in a woman from another country, because they're ignorant of why a man would do that. And essentially, the correct answer is there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to be careful. Men are looking to marry Filipinas. They should be. Sure, there's always sexpats that live there and want to take advantage of the women. And there's always, sex tourism, been around since the beginning of time, where men go over there. But the title she was referring to was, what's wrong with marrying a Filipina? Marriage means commitment. It means love. It means going through tough things together and the long run. So as far as treating them like an object, taking advantage of them, she makes it sound like a man just goes over there and forcefully takes her as his wife. That would be taking advantage of someone. But the way it works over there, and many of you know this because you're involved with a woman from the Philippines, you have to have a relationship going, whether it's online most of the time, or it starts online and then you go to the Philippines and you meet them. You still have to have a relationship. You have to do certain things to keep it going and have it be healthy. And then if you think that, I want to propose to this woman, then you ask her to marry you. She either says yes or no, but there's no taking advantage. She can always say no. She can always say no. She's probably going to get some input from her family. And most likely if they say no, don't want you to marry this Westerner, she's not going to marry the Westerner. So I don't know what all this talk about taking advantage is all about. It's just like any other relationship. When I proposed to my wife early on, and I mean early on, it was day 18, and then I met her in the Philippines 3 weeks later and gave her the ring as I proposed in person, and we got married. She could have said no. Are you nuts? It's too early. When she knew it was early, but in what she'd come to know about me, she thought, well, maybe this is somebody I should marry. And we got married in only 54 days. We're still married 8.5 years later. And she could have said no. I'm sure look, I proposed to her, and then I got her family's blessing. I talked to all of them on camera, every one of them that was in the house. My wife was there. She was off to the side, and I asked her father if I could marry her. And I told him why, how I felt about her, what I planned on doing for her when we were married, acknowledged that it was a very short time. And so I asked him, I said, I'll do what you think is best, but I'd like to marry your daughter. The whole family was there. Anybody could have said, this Kano is nuts. He's just there to take advantage of our sister. Nobody said that. Nobody said, well, I think you're one of those guys that's just going to treat her as an object, going to take advantage of her. So they didn't. I'm sure she told them what our age difference was, which was 27. Not terribly out of line for a Westerner and a woman in the Philippines. So she said yes. Papa said yes. The whole family agreed to it. And I've been very good to her family, probably surprising my wife to that degree of interest in her family. So I can't relate to this. I think this woman here, don't know if she's even going to see this. I suppose she will. She probably is the first one to see it. That's not the way I am. That's not what I try to teach people to do here on this channel, which is about love. It's about commitment. So I didn't take advantage of her. She easily could have said no, or her family could have rejected the offer, and I would have moved on to the next person. But I didn't. And fortunately, I was able to find love beyond the sea.